All right. Welcome to another episode of the Critics Collective. I am Legacy Lingo, and I'm here with my now beautiful wife, Jessica Lingo. And we're here to give you our first official review as Mr. and Mrs. Lingo for our 31 Days of Christmas. And we thought it was appropriate, with being 31 Days of Christmas, we had to add this to the list. We're going to talk to you guys about While You Were Sleeping, a 1995 film with Sandra Bullock. This one is important to us. We actually watch it every year.
Have to.
We just watched it again, and it pulls you in. It's that good. This is why we're actually putting it on a list, and we're going to review it for you guys without spoilers, give you a rating, and hopefully you guys will, if you haven't seen it already, you'll go watch it. If you have seen it, hopefully you'll join the comments and let us know what you thought about it. I do want to start with the IMDb synopsis. IMDb it's a very vague synopsis, but I think it's perfect for whoever hasn't seen it, because you don't want to give away too much. There's just so much that happens here, and the synopsis could give away too much, but it basically says a subway clerk falls for the comatose man's brother.
That's it in a nutshell.
If you haven't seen it, you're like, what? But if you watch it, it makes sense. But we're not going to go into too much because it is an experience. It's something that I think everybody should give a watch. Everybody should. I also want to point out that my lovely wife.
It's just so nice hearing that.
Yes. I think it's funny that some of your favorite movies deal with someone being in a coma and then finding love. We had While You Were Sleeping, Overboard, the original one, not the remake.
Definitely.
What's another one? I know this one. 51st Dates. 51st Dates. Yeah, that doesn't deal with coma, but it deals with memory loss and finding loves like these.
I'm a sucker for just people falling in love when they're in a coma.
These are the
they have amnesia.
Movies that move my wife.
You married me.
And now they move us together.
Now
they move us together. All right, so if let's just get right into it. There's highs and lows. If you don't mind, I'd like to start.
Please start.
All right, let's do this. So, highs and lows for While You Were Sleeping. For me, I love the pacing and the writing of this film. The setup was a lot of opportunity for comedy, so I really enjoyed that. And then once it gets going, there's a slight reality, even though it's a crazy story, it's crazy setup. You know, how could anybody end up in a situation? They find a way to write it where it's somewhat understandable how things just move and things are said. You may not know how have the words, and if you're have any moment of pause because you don't really know how to react, the situation's ever evolving, and you missed your window, and now you got to figure out what's the new window. And then when you think you got it, it just keeps moving. And I like the way they did it. There were so many different personalities overlapping. The situation just kept growing, and you kind of understand how it got to where it got. And then they make sure that they have other things in place that kind of keep it going when there's obvious moments where, like, okay, something needs to be said here to change the situation to come out. Now, again, the description was very vague, so I will say Sandra Bullock's character ends up in a situation that is not fully true. She doesn't know how to get out of it. And that's pretty much the premise of this story. I'll just leave it at that. And when we get these opportunities, it's just so much happening. It just moves so fast. And the way they wrote it, I thought they did it very well. I was very appreciative of that. I thought that the jokes still, 30 years later, still funny. We still laugh. You know,
every single time.
Every time, some of the characters on point. And some of the comedic moments they're good. They made me laugh out loud. And I thought this year we were gonna just watch some highlights so we can do the review. And then we end up watching the whole thing. I was like, well, we're not gonna watch the whole thing. We're just gonna go key moments. And once it got rolling, it pulled me back in, and we watched the whole thing again.
You have to.
I won't be surprised if we watch the whole thing again before this year's even over, because we'll watch it once a year, but I'm pretty sure we'll end up watching it again. And so all of those things, and then the moments where this is one of those movies where somebody believes that someone is the one for them. And then, of course, just like most 80s plots that still happens today, there's somebody right there in front of you that is the one. The way they wrote that, them finding each other, the connection, I thought it was well written. And even though it was a short time frame, I really loved the way you can tell when each person realized. They both had different moments, but you could tell when each person realized that there's something here.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. And then the ending I thought was appropriate. Now, as far as my lows, I don't have many except for the fact that when it comes to comedy, I love for jokes to be reoccurring. I love for moments, and there's a couple of scenes early on that were accidents that they left in because they thought were funny, and I wanted them to then keep that going. And since they decided to leave it in the film, I, as a director, would have said, you know what, we should keep doing this. Let's create a character that's always in the background about to eat it or do something crazy. Because in the beginning, in the opening credits, somebody eats it ice skating. And then there's another scene where somebody delivering the paper eats it, and they left it in there because they thought it was funny. As a director, I was like, no, we need to keep this going. And then also the repetitive jokes. I like with comedy, you got to just keep bringing jokes back. And the one character, the grandmother,
I love her.
Her randomness is kind of slowed down a bit, and I just wanted them to never let off of the pedal.
Yeah.
On her randomness, I really wanted that. But other than that, that's the only low I have. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. How about you? Tell me how you felt about it.
Yes, it is a comfort classic for me. So I have been watching it every single year since 1995. It's one of my favorite holiday movies. And, you know, similar to you, a lot of the highs that you mentioned are the same highs for me. Just really great chemistry amongst the entire cast. And I just love how cozy and warm you want to just every year you want to like plop on your couch and eat some Christmas treats and watch this movie because it just feels good. It's just a sweet movie and still gets me emotional. There are still moments where I'm like, hold it in. You're not going to cry this year. And I still get teary-eyed every time. Yes, thank you. Gotta do the girl fanning. Whew. And then I still laugh at every single joke. They still hit. And then I still like get all of the feels, the joy. It brings that Hollywood holiday magic, I would say. They really captured that. And not only is it just such a great like romantic comedy with great chemistry, but there's just really, really sweet moments where Lucy, who is Sandra Bullock's character, where she really starts to fall in love with this crazy, chaotic family, but they're just so lovable. So it's just really heartwarming. I loved it. I don't think I have any lows because I just from start to finish, I absolutely enjoy it. It's wonderful. I highly recommend. So that's it for me. I got nothing but good things over here.
And you actually said something else that I want to touch on. This film, if you're somebody who misses that family element, that excuse me, if you miss that Christmas family element, that one scene that we won't spoil, but you saw, you could see they were just really giving you that Christmas magic, on top of everything else that was going on in this scenario, and you can relate to it of someone who misses that or someone who that is a part of your life. So it's like it's a film for everyone, whether you're alone or not. If you crave it, if you crave that family Christmas vibe, it's giving that. It's giving that.
It absolutely
on top
is.
of the comedy and the story itself.
Yeah, it's just a really good blend of that being like you can really feel that loneliness, that longing, and then also that love and that crazy family that you have, especially during the holiday seasons when things are just like,
we know about crazy family after the wedding we just had.
I know,
combining both our crazy.
Absolutely love and adore them and every single minute of it. So that's what they captured. It just felt very genuine and just from start to finish, it's just really enjoyable to watch.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that ending would pass present day, but I'm hoping somebody tries to redo this movie. Maybe give it a little bit more of a creative ending, but
I could see that. I think for me, it's just that nostalgia from the 90s that I'm still.
I mean, I would still accept it. If somebody remade this movie, which I do believe they should, I would still accept this ending because that family is that kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But
you just love them.
Yeah. But I would like to see a different rendition of it. So hopefully somebody's out there willing to give me the money to do it. Oh, just put that out there. Okay. So
please. He's real good.
Yeah, let's let's go ahead and rate this thing before I get myself in trouble. All right. So in true Critics Collective fashion, we have accolades here going from a 0 to a 5. 5 being excellent and 0 being horrible, absolute trash. Everything in between depends on you and how this movie made you feel. Jessica, please let me know, how many accolades are you giving While You Were Sleeping?
Probably no secret here, but this gets a 5 for me because it is excellent. Just absolutely love it and have to watch it every single year.
And you know, I'm sure you guys didn't see this coming. I'm gonna give it a 5 as well. And it's not often that I can rewatch movies, and this one does it for me, especially when I really just knew we weren't gonna finish this one. Like, let's just get it fresh in our minds so we can do the review. And the next thing you know, we watch the whole thing. I'm like, oh, it's over already. Yeah, this one gets a 5 for us. So if you have seen this movie, let us know in the comments what you would rate it. Let us know how often you watch it. Where were you when you first watched it? If it makes you think of Christmas, if it brings your family together. If you haven't watched it, I definitely want your opinion in the comments. Let us know if we led you to go see it, what you thought about it, and then what your rating would be. But before we go, I do want to share some fun facts about this that I also found was interesting about this movie. Number one, this film was actually, even though it is a holiday film, it was released in April of 1995. And even though but the movie takes place at Christmas, it starts on Christmas Day, it goes all the way through the New Year. So it takes place during the holidays. And after over 30 years now, it's widely been considered a holiday classic. Interesting that they released it in April of 1995, but maybe whatever came out at the holidays was probably a lot bigger. Studios just trying to find a way to fit it in. But I just find it interesting that, because nowadays you don't see that.
No, you really don't. I'm shocked that it came out in April.
Yeah. I mean, but they took bigger risks then.
Yeah.
Now if it couldn't get in theaters, it'd probably just show up on some streaming platform. But yeah, it was April film and came out. Now, when it came out, it actually knocked Bad Boys off number 1 in the box office. That's another fun fact. Bad Boys was number 1 for 1 week. While You're Sleeping comes out and takes over the box office for 2 weeks at number 1. And while it was in theaters, it made 10 times its budget. It was a $17 million budget. And between the domestic and the international, it made $182 million worldwide.
It's very impressive.
Yeah, very, very impressive. Any other fun facts?
Yeah. So the original script, actually, they were going to have a guy pretending to be engaged to a woman in a coma.
Yeah.
But the studio decided to switch that role because they felt it was a little predatory.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I don't know if the movie would have been received the same,
right?
As some creepy guy taking advantage of a woman in a coma.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So after much talk, they were like, yeah, we got to switch this around.
Yeah.
And then other fun fact is Bill Pullman actually almost quit because the first table read was so bad. The jokes were not landing. There was like no chemistry. His agent wouldn't let him because he had recently quit another film. So
yeah, the last thing you want is to have a reputation for being a diva, just always quitting films. You lose opportunity.
Yeah,
but
he felt it was really copy and paste, so he's stuck in there. And
whatever they did to fix it, it worked.
Yeah, magic.
Because we watch it every year. I think it's still good. I think the jokes still hold.
They still land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was something you told me earlier about the guys that originally wrote it.
Oh, yes. It was based on a joke because the guy was discussing, and I forget exactly who it was, but he was talking about his dating life and how he couldn't even land a woman if she were in a coma.
Damn.
And that's kind of what struck that conversation into like, hey, we need to write a movie about this. So
makes sense.
Fun facts.
Fun facts. It's stuff like that. Stories like that are always interesting. I'm pretty sure there's a number more. But again, you guys, if you like what we're doing here, please make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the alerts, join the collective community, support this page. We were happy to give you guys another recommendation for our 31 Days of Christmas. And please get in the comments and let us know if you agree, disagree, what you think. And also throw out some of your holiday classics and let us know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know what we should be watching.
Yeah, let us know what we should be watching. So this is our first review as Mr. and Mrs. Lingo.
Yeah. Woo-woo.
Happy to give it to you.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers to that. First review is Mr. and Mrs. Lingo. And this was While You Were Sleeping, came out in 1995. You can find it on Disney Plus or Hulu and other platforms, but they might be available. You might have to rent them on those other platforms, but it is available almost everywhere. While You Were Sleeping, again, Sandra Bullock, 1995. We thank you guys for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.
Shh.